Nick Saban has retired, and as he has just kind of slunk off into retirement, we're starting to see more and more stories pop up from his former players about their experiences playing for Nick Saban. And we know of Nick Saban, the red ass, who got upset when they gave him a Gatorade bath after winning a national title. We know of him, always striving for the next national title and kind of getting lost in the sauce and eating what he eats an oatmeal cream pie, a Little Debbie oatmeal cream pie every morning for breakfast.
Does that surprise you?
Not one bit. Not one bit. He is actually, that fits all too well for who Nick Saban is as a person. Like that is football, like a Diet Coke and an oatmeal cream pie. And then what he does is he'll go in and just start preaching about how your diet and your health are so important to you and the guys need to take care of their bodies. Like that's old man football coach 101 right there.
Well, yeah, no, this is, he was raised in a time when, cocaine and cigarettes were good for you.
Do you think Nick Saban, do you think he smokes cigars? In I know he'll throw one back. I imagine Nick Saban to be a bourbon guy.
Yeah, bourbon, and I
bourbon
bet you,
and a cigar.
I could just see him just ripping darts.
Oh,
just off to the side. You know the guy that smokes with his hand covering the cigarette.
He does look like he looks like he smoked cigarettes.
Like the guy that peeked around the corner would stick his head around the corner and then take a drag with his hand covering the cigarette and then kind of put it back behind him. Like, I'm not smoking. What are you talking about?
Nick Saban, and I'm not saying this because he's seedy at all, but because it gets a bad rap. Like car salesmen get a bad rap for being seedy or whatever.
Sure.
But Nick Saban has the look of a very successful car salesman. You know what I mean? And it's so fitting that he owns basically all of the Mercedes dealerships in the South. But he has that look about him where it's I could see him ripping some darts and slinging cars to people, like high-end cars, and being really, really good.
Doesn't Saban have car dealerships?
Well, I just said he owns all the Mercedes dealerships in the South. Almost every single Mercedes dealership in the South is a Nick Saban Mercedes.
God. I bet you when it's all said and done, he makes more money off that than he did coaching football.
Well,
significantly more.
It's significantly more. And also his wife is a real estate agent. And that's
hey, you want to meet my husband, Nick Saban?
That's the stay busy. But she's just been gobbling up real estate everywhere. Remember when Texas job opened up after Mac Brown? There was the rumor that his wife was in Austin looking at houses and stuff.
Yeah.
They probably have more land than what we know it to do with. And it's all high-end stuff, and they probably just flip it left and right. Nick Saban, when it's all said, I'd love to see what his portfolio actually has in it.
I was just saying more land than BLM, but I feel like some people would think Black Lives Matter as opposed to Bureau of Land Management.
Bureau of Land Management.
Yeah.
I have a few buddies that work in the Bureau of Land Management, and they said it was a very confusing time for a lot of folks.
When the Googles would BLM.gov.
Well, and they had just their shirts would have BLM on them, and they're I'm just stumbled out of the woods for a while. That's what I do for my job.
Yeah.
I'm sure that went over well with a lot of the clientele that they see as well.
Some probably not happy, yeah. But Derrick Henry, King Henry, if you will, he went on the Pivot podcast. That's the Ryan Clark podcast. And he shared a Nick Saban story that this is the epitome. We were talking Nick Saban ripping darts, having a bourbon. But then saying, guys, no. The ultimate Nick Saban story.
I mean, we got plenty of stories. I'll tell you a funny one. One time we was in the meetings, because Saban, he old school, couldn't stand if anybody scored and wanted to celebrate afterwards. So we in the meeting one day after the game, forgot who we played, and he pulling up film. He's showing everybody that he talking about, and you guys, you stop doing all that showboating. Doing all that praying hands and acting like you thanking God. And then later on that night, 12 o'clock, you down there, got Black and Miles, got liquor, you chasing. He was like, forget all that. We were crying. We couldn't do nothing but laugh because he was right. It's you do your prayer hand, you get on one knee. Then 12 o'clock comes, you got that smoking Black and Miles in the corner, drinking liquor, smoking, all the time, chasing. Man, So funny, bro. I was like, bro,
He was tired of y'all.
yeah, he was tired of us, bro. He was tired of us, bro.
He snuck it in there, and I don't know if anybody caught it, but he goes, we were cracking up because he was right.
Yes. Get down on one knee, pray, thank God, prayer hands at midnight, hitting Black and Miles on the corner, drinking liquor, out with women. He was
And I
right.
can see Nick Saban just being like, right, you guys are out there, you're smoking your Black and Milds and drinking your liquor. I know what you guys are doing, because you know what? Nick Saban knew what every single one of his players was doing after every single game. It is like head coaches have this uncanny ability. Like, they've got feelers out everywhere.
Oh,
Where
you're
if
not
a
getting out
player
around that
does-
town.
If a player does anything, they know.
Yeah, it's not only that,
They
it's
know.
Tuscaloosa. Like, you're not getting away with anything anywhere. Now, you might get away with it in the sense of authorities. You're not getting away with it from your head coach.
What I love about that is he's upset that you're doing the praying hands and then going getting hammered and smoking Black and Milds and hooking up with girls. He's like, would it be okay in Nick Saban's mind if they were to celebrate a different way and then be out smoking Black and Milds and drinking? Or is it just the praying hands that really got and stuck in his
Their
craw?
celebration is them pretending to smoke a Black and Mild or drink liquor.
That would be pretty
Just
funny.
Pop the top off the ball. And he's like, this is more like it. At
Yeah.
least you're being true to yourself.
Represent.
This is the message we want out of Alabama football. That's right. MD 2020s.
Okay, quick pivot on this. I don't care if we need to go to break or not.
Okay.
We do.
The freaking millennials.
Not
Just-
millennials.
or, I'm sorry, what is it?
Gen
Gen
Zs.
Zs.
Address my generation
Yeah.
with respect,
The
sir.
Zoomers.
Discovering air quotes MD 2020.
No,
do you
they're
think
trying to
helped
do
lead
this?
them?
Yes, they're trying to claim it as their own.
I gave them the roadmap.
Just the dumbest.
on.
And not only that, you don't even have original recipe.
Like, I mean, guys, call me when you find Night Train, okay?
No, that thing's been long gone.
They're trying to claim like we just found this.
No.
No.
Look at this. Look at this drink that I found on the lower shelf, and it was looked pretty good.
That's exactly what they're doing. They're like, because it's what I did with my buddies, where it's like, wait, you mean I can go to the gas station and there's a liquor for $4
But-
and I can buy this? That's all they're doing. They're going on TikTok and being like, guys, guess what? You can buy cheap wine.
Okay, because you know what all this is TikTok has replaced like the senior in
The
high
news.
school who's like, hey, you know what you need to do for cheap? Or when you get to college, it's like, hey, you know what the cheap way is?
Yeah.
It used to be just word of mouth.
Yeah.
Now it's just on TikTok like, I found this hack. It's like, no, you didn't. It's nothing special.
No, somebody else told you, dummy.
Everybody knows Orange Jubilee.
Yeah.
Everybody knows, the quote, fruit punch.
Yeah.
Right?
Jungle juice.
It just tasted awful. It's gasoline that you're drinking.
Whoa. Light blue was good. Grape was good.
No,
No.
grape is
No,
not
grape is
good.
Grape
never
is
good.
good.
No.
It's never good.
I'll power rank them
Grape
for
is
you really quick.
always good.
I'll go blue, Orange Jubilee, fruit punch, then you go. So I'm going orange because this is easier. We'll
Yes,
just use
colors.
colors.
Yeah.
Orange, blue, red, purple.
There's a giant gap before you get to purple.
A very large
Purple's higher up. You guys are wrong.
gap. Mm-mm.
You would ride the Grimace train.
Yeah, the purple
I don't
was.
know what that means.
If you've ever had like legit moonshine, you get like this
Yeah.
stem of your brain just like that's purple.
It also
Purple does
sets
that
your
to you.
stomach on fire.
Yeah, it
Wakes you
does.
up.
Yeah, it does. Ugh.
Gross.
Bleh.